Hey everyone, welcome back to another daily problem. Let's dive right in. Today we are looking at a problem called earliest finish time for land and water rides 1. Also real quick, if you get confused at any point, just drop a question in the comments below and I'll make sure to reply to help you out. Alright, here is the problem page. It is a bit wordy with all the definitions, so let me break down the actual goal for you simply. We are given two categories of rides at a theme park, land rides and water rides. For each ride, we know two important things: the exact time it opens, and exactly how long the ride lasts once you get on. Our goal is to go on exactly one land ride and exactly one water ride, and completely finish both of them as early in the day as possible. We can do them in either order. If we finish our first ride before the second one is open, we just have to wait around until it opens. Let's trace an example to make this concrete. We have two land rides to pick from, and one water ride. Let's try doing the first land ride, then the water ride. The first land ride starts at time 2 and takes 4 hours, so we finish it at time 6. Conveniently, the water ride opens right at time 6. We hop straight on, it takes 3 hours, so we are completely done by time 9. Now let's try the reverse order. We do the water ride first, it opens at time 6, takes 3 hours, so we finish it at time 9. Then we go to the second land ride. It opened at 8, but we only got there at 9, so we started at 9, it takes 1 hour, and we finish at time 10. Since 9 is earlier than 10, the absolute earliest we can finish is time 9. That is the answer we need to return. The most straightforward way to solve this is brute force. We just check every single possible pair of land and water rides, and we check them in both directions. To calculate the finish time for any pair, we take the larger of either when we finish the first ride or when the second ride actually opens. Then, we add the second ride's duration. Here is the code for the brute force approach. It uses nested loops to pair every single land ride with every single water ride, checking both orders. This works, but checking every single pair with nested loops is a bit slow. We can actually do much better by thinking about what really matters in that formula. Let's think about that formula again. Suppose we pick a specific water ride to do second. How do we finish it as early as possible? If you look closely at the math, to keep the final result as small as possible, we absolutely must make the finish time of the first ride as small as possible. A bigger finish time for the first ride only ever hurts us. So we don't need to try every single land ride as the first ride inside a nested loop. We only need to find the one single land ride that gets us done the absolute earliest. Our new optimized plan is to quickly scan all the land rides to find the earliest possible finish time. Then, we use that one perfect finish time and test it against all the water rides. Then we flip it and test water first. Here is the code for that second approach. Let's break down how this works step by step. First, we create a helper function called solve. The first loop here just goes through the first category of rides and finds the absolute earliest possible finish time among all choices. Then, we run a second, separate loop. We take that super early finish time we just found, pretend we wait for the second ride to open if we have to, add its duration, and track the best overall completion time. Finally, back in our main function, we just call our helper twice, once assuming we do land first, and once assuming we do water first. We return whichever plan finishes sooner. Now what about edge cases? What if the second ride doesn't open until way later in the day? Will our single best finish time still work? Yes, our code handles this perfectly because of how we choose the larger value. If the start time of the next ride is huge, it completely overrides our early finish from the first ride, acting exactly like waiting around. The biggest takeaway here is recognizing that if one part of an equation always pushes the total up, you can greedily optimize just that one part. It turns slow nested loops into separate fast loops. Let's take a quick look at the time and space complexity for our optimized second approach. The time complexity is order n plus m. Since we only loop through the lists separately instead of inside each other, it runs incredibly fast. The space complexity is order 1, which is constant time, because we only use a few extra variables to keep track of our best finish times. As promised, I have the full solutions for the optimized approach in Java, C++, and JavaScript coming up right now. Instead of pausing and typing these out from the video, you can just grab the exact code on my website. The link is down in the description. Here is the full optimized solution in Java. Next up, here is the C++ version. And finally, here is the solution in JavaScript. Okay, that wraps up the code. I wanted to quickly mention I am trying out this new, faster, more visual format for the videos. Let me know in the comments if you prefer this style or the old one. Also, as you can probably tell from my voice, this channel is narrated by AI. I built this system to generate these guides for myself to study faster, and I post them here with 0 ads to help you guys out too. I am trying to eventually document a solution for literally every problem on Leetcode on my main channel, Leetcode Unlocked. The link is in the description if you want to check it out. If you want to support this massive project, you can donate at buymeaboba.com/leetcodedaily. Please drop a like and subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's problem. Keep coding, and I'll see you then.